Hey, welcome back everybody. Thanks very much for coming back and watching the progress with Chaz. We are in the closing stages now of metalwork on Chaz. So going to get the windows put back in. Still going to finish a little bit of welding down in that kind of corner there. And a few other little places to tidy up. Got all the welding to do on the seams that we did for these back corners and this fender. And whatever else we kind of find as we're going along. But thanks for joining us again. Thanks for watching the videos and following along this journey with me and Chaz and Brad when he was here. Really do appreciate it. Smash the like button for me if you haven't, and subscribe. And share the content with your friends. Really appreciate that. Drop a comment if you can as well. Love hearing from everybody. And we're going to keep on trucking. Try and get as much as we can done this week. And I'd really like to get this stuff squared away and get it out to the body shop and be able to get Chaz out for a few little journeys around town and things like that, just to work out any little kinks. But we'll take you along a few of those rides as well and introduce you to some of the guys at the body shop if we get a chance to. Let's do it. Cheers. Okay, so what I'm going to work on first here is up in this corner. We're trying to get some more light in there. So we got this closeout panel kind of put in. You can see it going across here. It's tacked in. I'm going to run it at more welds. I ran a good bead across the top here. Not the prettiest looking bead, but I'm going to take a little finger grinder to that, smooth that out. But there's still an area here that needs to be dealt with. So I'm going to make a little piece out of this chunk and make a nice curved piece that can be put into here, and we're going to cut this out, weld in a new piece to make that all nice and solid and nice and clean, and we're going to go from there. Going to try a couple different things with the video this time as well, and do a little bit more live capturing of the work. Got some feedback on the videos to capture the sounds of doing the work a little bit more and less music riding over it. So we're going to give that a shot. Hope you like it. Let me know. Really do appreciate the feedback and try to accommodate what people enjoy. Cheers. I'm going to try and shape this piece. I don't have a sandbag, but I'm going to see if I can do it on this. I think I'm going to need a sandbag. Try it on this. Getting a little bit more curve in this piece. I really just kind of want to make a chunk that's going to fit in there, ideally. Kind of want to cover that area. I cut that out and finish shaping. Like this to be a little higher up. Like that. Should be able to shape that a little bit more, I think. I'm going to trim this out and just give myself a piece to work with. Tack it in here and then just keep shaping this back down until I got it where I need it. Not too bad. Okay, so we got this piece all secured. Checked with light, no pinholes, just got a little bit of brushing up and things to do. Got this edge all spot welded, spot welds all the way along. I put them very, very, very close together, and it is going through all pieces of metal. So there is the lip for the bottom of the, or top edge of the outrigger. Top pad is in behind there. It welds to the top of that, and now this piece on top of that and securing in. All right, I lost the battery going out there on the earlier. I finished off a couple of things and got some seam sealer done on the joints so far on this side. Going to be doing some cleaning up and get some seam sealing done on this side after. I still have to weld along the floor up there, and I need to do in front of the two wheel arch tubs. Then I can seam seal this area, which I would love to do tonight, and maybe it's possible. Maybe it's possible to get that far this evening. Not really sure. Of course, I'm tripping over tools. I got screwed about the ground here, excuse me. So I'll have to do a bit of tidy up, set up, get some glass put in, and then maybe I can finish those things off, seam seal it. Then I want to turn it around so I can fix that hole that's just back there on the sill. A little hole right there. We're going to fix that, clean up the welds, prime, probably a little bit of paint on there, and then I'll be able to get that window put in. Then the back windows from here all the way around the back will be in with new seals, edges all cleaned up. We did the rust conversion on them, and they're all sealed up. They kind of turned black right where any of the rust was. There's still a little bit bubbling up, but not bubbling, but pooling in there. So we'll just kind of wipe that clean. Any areas that weren't rusting don't turn black. So you can see areas where it didn't do anything and areas where it's starting to turn black. And we'll just wipe the areas clean, get a look at those. Back here is pretty nice, only a couple little specks really. This back hatch is in such great condition. Mine had a nice big nasty hole on the one side, quite a bit to repair. And that one has one hole up near the front there, about 3 inches from the curve. And the very front louver one is good too. So we'll be able to wipe that clean, get some things tidied up. And we'll see how far we can get this evening. I got a couple more hours before I gotta shut her down, but gonna keep playing. Let's see what we can get done today. Let's do it. Alright, quick update. Got the floors welded in the rest of the way and got the seam sealer done. So cleaned up some of the welds over there, give it a shot of primer earlier. Got that area all seam sealed in. I want to just cover everything up where the two joins are. So I know it's a little bit heavy back there, however, it's behind the rear bench. Not seeing it'll get covered in another coat of paint. I'll probably just give it another coat of like spray bomb black paint or something on it, or if I can get an orange, Caterpillar orange or something that's close, and just kind of touch up those areas, clean things up. Gonna do all the way along the edge. Gonna get a coat of paint on the floor itself, I believe. Gonna use some JB Weld just to fill in the gaps around the heater tubes, just to seal all that up. Do both of those. That's gonna take a couple applications just because it's a fairly large area, so get some in there, let it harden up, get a little bit more, build it up until we get it all done. Maybe finish it off with a seam sealer. Not sure, but we're going to work on that. The next thing I'm going to be doing in here is I'm going to bring some of the furniture up. Rear facing seat, set it in place, mark the floor where the mounts need to go. I've got the old floor sections with the mounts, cut those off, get them welded in place, make sure that the furniture has the mounting points welded in. I'll probably seam seal those little spots up as well, or at least get some good paint on it, because it's not going to penetrate right through, but at any rate, it will be an area that moisture can get in between the two layers of metal. So we're going to clean that up as well, but that's the next piece I'm going to get done. As soon as I get some help here at the house, I'm going to get the glass back in. I wanted that done already, but things keep coming up and I can't put the glass in on my own. So we're just going to keep going with that, or keep going with other things until I can get back to that. Let's do it. All right, we got the rear facing seat set in place. Set the mounts underneath their corners, and all of them are lined up. Only one of them, well, one of them still tacked in place, that back corner. I'll weld him up next, and then this seat is good to go. On to next. Here we go. Okay, still out of here. I probably got about an hour left that I can kind of play around out here. It'll be time to get cleaned up and call it a day. But got one bench set in place, mounts are welded in. Got a neighbor to give me a hand to carry this one in from the shed in the backyard. Laid it in place, got everything lined up, marked the 4 points where I need the mounts to be. Now these ones are going to use the kind of slot bolts, so I'm going to trim these into 4 pieces so that I can position them where I need them, tack them into place, check for fitment with the bench again, and we should be good to go. Let's do it. I'll set them in place and we'll weld them in. So these back ones over here, I can really do it either way. I like the fit of that one better. I need the end bolt to be on this groove. I know you can't see it from there, but that's where I need that one, so that the bolt will drop in here, slide back to here, and eventually be able to drop on it. So that one can sit there. This guy sits in the center of this hole, and again, like that. I would like him to be facing back. And that'll work pretty good there. The hole's down in that center. I can tack them front and back and along the seam. That'll work pretty good for that one. Same thing over on this guy over here. He's an easy one to put in. All right, let's see if we can get these tacked in. Not going to weld them right up. We're just going to get 2 good spots on them to hold them in place so we can check the fitment again. And hopefully I'm not in the way for you to see. We'll slide the bench back in here and check it for fit. Should be good. Okay, the brackets look good. They're lined up nice with the holes. And we can slide that back out. Not tonight, mind you. And we'll be able to weld those in final. Then we can check fitting for the wood floor, get the windows in, and start putting this stuff together. We'll see you tomorrow. Cheers. Glass installation. Take 2. Spray bottle.
Let's see that.
Put another dose around the edges to make it slippery. Hopefully. I'll leave this out here because if you want to give it another spray along the top to for it to slide in, then I'll say handy to you. It's going. I'll go get ready for the string.
Yeah, you want that top in first now, right?
Yeah.
Should I have gone top, bottom?
I don't think so.
What happened there? Oh, here it comes. It already worked out today, Don.
Pushing this corner up here.
Yeah.
This one is nice there.
Again?
This bites me.
It's just literally this.
Give it a bit of a push over in this corner again.
Yes, sir.
There we go. That side's done. Bring this around.
Here.
Yeah, I just gonna have to
Okay.
work it.
I'm gonna try pushing it a bit.
What's that?
I'm gonna try pushing a bit. It's not really changing much on this side.
Well, it's just, I'm just trying to get
Oh.
it to let go from behind the lip. There we go.
Still probably here too. Have you had?
No, it's on all the
Oh.
way. Good to go.
It's not in as much in this corner.
Looks like it's sticking out a little bit there.
Bit. You can still see a bit of those ribs. Duh. I just like on the. See how it sticks out a bit here?
And it flipped in, it just poop, and it's
It just sucked
covering
in.
all the way to the top. All the way
Perfect.
down. That's two. Now we have the easier ones.
The screws, only screws basically, right? The louvers?
Yeah, we just got the screws to put in these ones. All right, welcome back everybody. Back outside with Chaz. So being in the garage, it's too nice outside. It's Thursday evening, and we're going to try and do a repair on this sill. So you can see right here, took the wire wheel to it, got a couple pinholes here, 3 of them, and I dug through and punched a hole through here. This back edge is real nice. Metal along the back seam is real good, but we're going to trim this out. Made this piece, got a little lip on it. It's actually a chunk of one of the other panels that had a nice bend on it, and that's going to kind of fit in between the marks I put on the back edges there. Fits nice in there. Got good metal on each ends. I'm going to shave this bottom edge just a little bit shorter, and then we're going to mark that, and we're going to start cutting that piece out in order to get this piece to fit in, and we'll hold it into place with the magnet once we get the hole set in there. Your magnet on each side, kind of holding it in place, situate it in there, tack it in place, slowly get it all welded in, grind it nice and clean, and prime it. Put a bit of paint on that area so that we can get that window back in. I'd like to be able to finish this off tonight so that tomorrow the window can go in. And then we're going to have this back end closed up pretty good. Lots of sanding things to do. Still got to finish welding all these seams. But those are things I can do just in an evening, especially once the cools off and the sun's down. And I can just sit out here for an hour or so and do some, slowly weld those things up. That won't take too long. And we'll go from there. But let's do it. All right, so here you get a look at that little part. It's going to sit in there. It's being held with the magnets right now, and it should be good. Got a nice little gap there, so it'll be easy to get. Nice penetration with the weld. So I'll start tacking that in place, get the magnets out of place. We'll get that all closed up. This little pinhole beside it, I'm going to be able to just weld that one in, and then do another repair back here. Clean things up, take the finger sander to it, and give it some primer, some paint, and then this will be ready to take a window in there tomorrow. Let's do it. All right, so got this area kind of sorted out. The area over here, when I started cleaning it up, welded the pinhole shut, took the belt sander to it, came up quite nice. Welded a new patch in this area and got it cleaned up to the edge. So now we're just going to take a little bit of primer to this and then clean these areas up so that you can get the glass in there tomorrow. Excuse me, get the glass in there tomorrow. Let's do it. All right, welcome back everybody. Just going to wrap up where we're at. I started putting a bit of plywood in, but we'll get into that more with the next video. Just wanted to wrap up where we're at. Of course, starting to get all these things ready to go inside. So we got so much of the glass in, and we got all the glass in except for that back right side. The repair is done, paint's now dry. I'm probably gonna put that window in today, but I wanted to wrap up this video so I can publish it, and then I'll keep collecting content for next week. But windows are in. Floor is finished up and seam sealed. The B-post and splash pans all closed up, seam sealed, ready to go. And I'm moving on to floors, but things are looking pretty good. Rear window and seals in, this window's in, the louvered windows are back in. I did not change those seals as I mentioned, but we're going to get to those when we're ready for paint, because we're likely just going to finish up the welding, grind the welds, get a coat of primer where it needs just to seal things up. Do a good oil undercoating so that he can start using Chaz. Nickname Patches for a while, I think, but that's going to be okay. Anyway, thanks again very much, everybody, for coming, watching, and following along. Chaz is getting closer to being ready to be functioning and roadworthy and usable, which is fantastic. And then we're going to approach and deal with paint and that stuff later on. But thanks again, everybody. Appreciate all of you that watch. Share the content for me, share it with your friends, throw a comment, and smash the like button, subscribe if you haven't already. Cheers.